Today, like everyone is about the KYC. So,
el tema principal de hoy va a ser KYC más que nada, tenerlo en cuenta, ¿sí?
But the BTCV and ELCASH plans, those are actually interesting because when we started doing first Zooms this morning, people were afraid that the coins are going to go to zero. And in fact, this KYC, like the spreading news of us introducing the KYC, is helping the coins to stabilize. Okay, yeah, the manner in which we introduced the KYC, this is something I'm going to address as well. We are well past 820 users now entering the room. I think we can start. Okay, so again, Assalamu alaikum, hola, hello, good evening. We are here to talk about the KYC, about why we introduced it, about answering your questions, about what are we going to do with it and how we're going to get through this. I want to address the manner in which it was introduced, the things that it does, and who is actually doing those things. So, those of you who are dealing with crypto exchanges or any actually financial dealings online may have seen a surge and increase of KYC requests lately. Now, this is because the regulations all around the world are changing. And one of the most dynamic places where the regulations are changing and increasing actually is the European Union. Mining City is registered in Cyprus. It is a Cyprus and European Union company. We work predominantly here in Poland, so we fall under the jurisdiction of European Union and specifically the Cyprus law. Cyprus laws have been really relaxed about cryptocurrency and MLM and KYC, mainly because it just wasn't allowed in Cyprus. You could have a company in Cyprus that was doing it, but you couldn't do it with the Cyprus people. Like territory was absolutely out of control. So they have just introduced a requirement for KYC and AML, which is anti-money laundering. And I'm sorry, I just have to close this. I'm sorry. What happens is that the Cyprus authorities issued an order for all companies who deal with cryptocurrencies to provide a KYC and AML situation on the 14th of September. They issued the order on 14th of September. And the thing is that they told us that this has to be implemented by 31st of October. That means we had a month and a half basically to respond, to introduce the system and to relay the information to CySEC and to be compliant with the requirements of Cyprus and European Union authorities. That's not a lot of time, and we have considered several courses of action. First course of action was obviously to move the company somewhere where KYC is not required. And to be honest, I threw that out of hand because KYC, compliance, AML, this is something we have been talking about for a long time now. A company that wants to be sustainable, that wants to be true and reliable, does not escape from legislation. It embraces it. It goes ahead of it. Ines, people are asking to record this meeting. Can we record it? It's fine. It will help because then I'll be just repeating it on all the other meetings. So that's it. Now, when we first said, okay, so we want to do it, there is
recording in progress.
Cool. When we said the first we want to do it because we want more credibility for the company. We want more security for our members. We want to be taken seriously by our partners as well. It's just not your security. It's our security. It's our credibility. It is our future. So we decided to do it. And our first instinct was to prepare the KYC process and then to inform all the members that we will have this process beforehand. However, this is not how it works. The KYC process is actually it is formalized by a set of laws and rules. We cannot inform, and we will not be able to inform any of our leaders, even the top leaders, even in very limited amount, in like a very limited circle, about this beforehand. If we did that, we would be charged with a conspiracy to launder money. This is, I have been asked during this day multiple times, could you have just like informed top leaders, prepare the governors, prepare the mayors? No. If I did that, the company would be shut down today if anyone found out. It would be shut down with extreme prejudice by the government. The same thing will happen if we don't turn on the KYC by the 31st of October. In either way, there's no way to avoid it. We had to do it, but most of all, which is most important, we wanted to do it. We wanted to be compliant, and we didn't really have a choice. Now, we knew that this is going to cause a lot of panic. First of all, what happens with KYC? KYC is related to money, so accounts are suddenly frozen. And everyone is panicking because you feel you have been blocked by the company. And again, as you said, it looks incredibly rude. It looks really disrespectful because this just jumps on you. But then again, this isn't my choice, and this isn't how things are simply done with KYC. This is also not being done by us. Mining City is not collecting your information, and we are not gathering this information. I'm looking for a link to the company. We are not doing it alone. In order for your information, for your credentials to be safe, this is done by a company called Samsung. This company is the same KYC provider which is doing it for Binance. They act as an intermediary between us, between you, and financial institutions. We wanted to do it 2 weeks before the end date because I believe that, judging from our previous performance, there may be some problems with implementation, technical problems, maybe some problems with understanding. So we have a 2-week window during which we can ensure that KYC is by the end of this period, KYC is totally implemented and runs smoothly. Right now, we are at the first stage of implementing the KYC. That means that when you will to withdraw the money, you get the email asking you to do the KYC with a link to an outside page where you are being taken from the process. Next week, there's be a second stage. That means there will be a button where you will be able to just initiate KYC yourself. Also, there will be an automatic KYC initiation for new accounts. As far as the information gathered by Samsung and KYC process, this is quite lenient. It is not as complicated as Binance. It is not as complicated as exchanges because this process is tailored to our system. It is tailored to what we are doing with the funds. It is just answering basic questions that are required by the authorities. And if you look at all the documentation, at all the reading matter, it says 15 days for approval. And now 15 days is the minimum time that Samsung actually allows us as a new project to post. However, 15 days, it's not going to take anywhere near as long. Actually, we are pushing to have the first accounts cleared by Monday. We want that, we need that mainly because we want people to see that their funds are coming back and they are able to do all the operations. Introducing KYC also caused Samsung to review all our procedures and all our systems. So 2 options have now temporarily have been suspended within the dashboard, which is pay forward and transfer. This is actually required by the authorities as well because it blocks anything that could result in people trying to move illegal funds. And I want to stop here and I want you to take notice at this moment. I am not saying that anyone is moving illegal funds or has illegal funds or is laundering money from Mining City. This is not what it is. KYC may be a jump scare process because it just jumps at you and it's out of nowhere and it requires you to do something in order to have access to your funds, but it is only a security measure. But again, do not treat it as a joke. We are not dealing here with Binance. We are not dealing here with Coinbase. We are getting compliant with governments. And this move is crucial. And it is the only move I could have made to keep this company going. Even if I decided to move Mining City to somewhere where KYC is not required, that would just be delaying the inevitable. And if we don't do the KYC, if we don't apply ourselves to AML laws, and we don't get transparent with the government, they would have shut it down by the end of this month. So the way it is done is truly, it is criminal when you think about how it is done, because it's jumping up on everyone. It's quite disrespectful, but this is basically the law. We were not left a lot of time. We were not left a lot of time to make this decision, and there was no other decision to make. And honestly, if we made it, if we moved the company somewhere where KYC is not required right now, people would say that we are just simply hiding something, or we are trying to be less and less transparent. That would not help with the coins. And remember that we are supporting these projects. Several questions, like logistical questions and important questions about the accounts, about how you do the KYC. First of all the excluded territories like USA, like Canada, like China, like even Cyprus. Those territories are territories where officially Mining City does not operate. But we may have citizens of those territories accessing Mining City. While those territories may be excluded because of this particular set of laws on a given territory, the citizens of those territories and their ID credentials are not excluded. It is absolutely legal and fine for them to do a KYC using their set of credentials. Another thing which is very important to note is the question of multiple accounts. Now, the KYC process obviously checks the compliance against terms and conditions. Terms and conditions have not allowed multiple accounts for over a year now, but this is not the point. The point is that if you have multiple accounts, you will be simply directed to customer relations, and we will go on client by client basis and guide you through the process. There are people who are actually sharing accounts. If you're sharing accounts, you just need one set of credentials of one person. You will have to decide between yourselves which set of credentials to do the KYC with and who is doing the KYC. But this is between you and the person you're sharing the account with. If you have multiple accounts, you have mining. Mining will be allocated to the account which is cleared with the KYC as well. That means that you will see your mining rewards. You will see them actually, growing on your accounts. And fair value accounts will be clarified with the help of customer relations. I don't say that this is going to be an easy process, but it is unfortunately necessary, because it's not just my security and security of everyone who works in the company. It is the future of the company and your personal security as well. You come from all over the world, and you may not feel that not being compliant with the financial requirements of European Union will hurt you in any way. Probably won't. But if you get on the bad side, coming to European Union may be a hassle. They may make all of our lives really difficult. And to be honest, we want to be compliant with them. If they want to give new laws to cryptocurrencies, that means that they want to accept cryptocurrencies more. They want it to be more part of a mainstream life. What we are also working with is, this is one of the accusations I came across from this morning as well. KYC process means you're closing down and trying to disappear. No one did a scam using a KYC from a country. The authority here is CySEC, which means Cyprus Securities and Exchanges Commission. That's pretty unheard of. If anything, doing a KYC and facing this regulation and actually taking this on, because trust me, we all knew what sort of a storm it is going to brew, especially the way it has to be introduced. We were aware of that, but doing it actually shows that we are committed for a long-term relationship with not just with clients, but with governments. I want to return to the question of how it was implemented and why in this very date. It's actually one thing that is not a coincidence is that we did it on Friday night. You see, if we introduced it on Monday, it's a work night, it's a weeknight. You would probably be dealing with a lot of different issues, work-related issues, whatever it is that people do when they work. You would not have any time to devote to this question. Now you have 2 days to actually familiarize yourself with the information, to take it all in and actually go through the process, because we are pushing for the first accounts to be cleared by Monday. I'm sorry. I have been faced personally with a really nasty KYC process in my exchange, which is BitPay here in Poland. And also people from our community told us about a sudden and very abrupt blockage of funds on various exchanges. And to be honest, until recently, I thought that these companies were just simply very, very dismissive of their clients and very disrespectful. And after doing this KYC, we found out that that is not the case. This is basically how KYC is demanded to be implemented by the authorities. Your information will not be stored in this process by Mining City. Your credentials are not stored by Mining City. This is done by SamSub, and they will be taking care of it. They are a very well-trusted KYC provider. Binance is using them, and when I say that Binance is using them, that means we are not doing it with them by coincidence as well. There have been a lot of requests for joining accounts, moving money from one account to another. This is blocked by the system right now, and this is blocked by the process. It's not really, you have to understand that this is under review by financial authorities now. They are looking at us. And they are trying to see if we do anything that is not by the book. This is why a lot of these processes, including multiple accounts, including joining accounts or anything like that, can be handled basically through CRM, through customer relations. Now, customer relations staff has been advised how to do it. We also have support from SamSub's customer support. So this process will be expedited as fast as possible. As I said, our target is to have the first accounts cleared by Monday so that you have full access to your funds, and you see that this is not actually us hindering you from getting your money. It is simply us adding another security measure and another measure that makes us more credible. I will repeat because I can see that maybe some people came later, so I'll repeat. This is just the first process today. Next week, we're going to have the KYC option for every account. So you can actually have a button in the back office and you can choose to do the KYC. Also, the KYC will be one of the stages of opening a new account. Now, one very important thing. While this is not a joke, we are dealing here with governments, we are dealing here with a lot of compliance, and we are getting a lot of edification because of doing this, because we are working in the scope of recognized companies. One of the most important reasons we did that is, first of all, we had to. Basically, we don't want to close the company, but we want to get licenses for financial services, and we want to get a full license in the United States. And to do it with SEC, we need to be compliant with AML. I am sorry. If we want to expand, this is a step that is necessary. And to that end, though, KYC process is nothing horrible. It is not that complicated. It doesn't really check your credentials very well. You have a lot of leeway with that. It is an easy thing to do. It is not going to block your accounts and ask you to present additional credentials when you are logging on. It is only a one-time thing. It doesn't change your passwords. It doesn't interfere with the way you log in. It won't interfere with the way you do your finances from them on. This is a one-time information gathering procedure. If you provide information from your driver's license, no one is going to ask you to produce that driver's license ever again. It is just for us to present to the government that we know our clients, and you are taking, we are doing the all due diligence to your funds. It is not about blocking anyone. It is not about jumping anyone or getting more information for us about anyone. If you have an account for an underage person, I believe that we can do it with any sort of underage ID. There is, like in Poland, there is something like a school ID. But if you have any problems with that being accepted because of the age or something, please refer to the customer relations. We will walk you through this as well. Our aim is to get you to your accounts, not to keep you closed out of your accounts. It is not a comfortable situation for anyone and not a comfortable situation for me, because until the first person actually pays money out of their accounts, and I hope that will happen on Monday, everyone is left in a state of nervousness. The details to contact customer support are in the FAQ section. It's a support ticket. A lot of tickets have already been coming in, and we are trying to resolve it. But I urge you, all of you, just go through the process. If you have multiple accounts, pick the biggest account, do the process for it, take it from there. If you have one account, it's even simpler. If you have a shell, that is also a simple thing. You have to just decide who is authenticating it again between you and the person you're sharing it with. Just do the process, and we will be expediting this not in 15 days, but as soon as possible. Several people have withdrawn money minutes or virtually seconds before KYC was introduced, and they haven't reached them. That is not a KYC. That is not a KYC thing. This is just being approved by the financial. They are checking the timestamps, and those withdrawals will be coming to you soon. We are recording all your questions, and we are going to address the most pertinent ones in the FAQ for the KYC. This is the only way we can do it again, because we were not allowed to give you any advance warning of this coming. And I am sorry for that. It is a shitty situation. And I don't feel good about it. But then again, as I said, this is not a choice. This is something you have to do. There is a lot of you here, many of you here, and many concerns, and obviously there's a lot of anxiety. I know I'm here to basically calm you, and I don't know if I can calm you at all saying what I have said. But I believe that at least we have proved through this and the meetings all the way today that we are not doing this in order to disappear. We are doing it in order to be stronger and to be here longer. And I understand disillusionment of many of you, but this is something that we have been talking about for over a year. This is something that we wanted to do, and this is something that we expected to come. Because if you want to be a company that is trusted, that is respected, and especially if you're doing MLM and you're doing cryptocurrencies, you have to apply yourselves to the law. You have to apply yourselves to the licenses. You have to apply yourselves to processes which may be uncomfortable, but ultimately they give you the security and the confidence of working with a company that is recognized internationally and is backed by governments. I'm sorry to have scared you so much. It is a serious thing that we are doing. I think this is the most serious step we have ever taken. Not as a company, not in business, but in actually being worldwide recognized as a compliant partner to everyone. Now, I am here with we'll just like here everywhere about talking about the people who are implementing the process, about opening the first accounts on Monday. And I would like those to happen. I would like these people to be the testimonial to this just being one of the processes that we have to endure. There is this probably we could talk about it to no end. I know that there are particular situations, people who need to pay out money very fast, and there was never a good time to implement this. And I am very sorry that this, caused you inconvenience, blocked your plans, or something like that. And the faster you apply the KYC process, the faster it's going to be open, the faster it's going to go away. For everyone who is in the territories that are now excluded, especially the USA, this process obviously gets us so much closer to opening officially in the USA. Right. I think it was something I also wanted to say, except that I have been doing it throughout the night, and this is like I have been doing it throughout the night, and this is we're going on to another night, so it's over 24 hours of me without sleep. So I think I am losing my train of thoughts here. But okay, very important thing. So I said about it. All the questions are recorded. We're doing that with the FAQ, and we will be doing additional Zooms as requested and as needed by particular communities. But at the end, I wanted to have a very important. Now, there was a question about training the managers in KYC. There's no training. It's a simple process, really. It's a form. We are going to help you with this, but to be honest, like in about 2 weeks, you will be all proficient with doing that. It will be just one more step in the process. However, I want to make one thing very clear. The governments are embracing crypto in the very weird, crooked fashion, very, very weirdly and very, awkwardly. But embracing crypto means that they just throw new regulations on us. Now, I don't see any new regulations on the horizon as yet, but that doesn't mean they will come. Look at this. They requested it last month, like a month ago, and they wanted to be done within a month. That is crazy short timing. Legally, for example, situation in Korea is even more complicated because in 2022, the governments want to retroactively tax crypto incomes. So if you believe it, for Korea, we have to open, and we signed all the documentation on Wednesday last week. We have to open a separate company for Korea, and we have to provide a very complicated process of reporting for every single Korean member because their government demands it so. As far as the coins go, the projects of BTCV and ELCASH, we are going to separate them visually. We are going to elevate them to standalone projects, and that has already been announced in Dubai. ELCASH has won an award in Dubai, actually. And one thing that is very, very reassuring for me, when we started, I believe even Jose Manuel Torres said that if you do the KYC, the coins will go to zero. No, they didn't. They grew. Today, they increased in value. Today, the outside market actually recognized the value of applying yourself to compliance. There's a request for daily meetings. I will be glad to do daily meetings. I have been doing Zooms all day today, especially Asia was in the morning. Latin America, the first Zoom I did it from a toilet in someone else's house. Because it was call me now, what's happening? So I am very tired right now, but yes, we will be doing daily meetings. We will be doing more explanations. We will, and you will see the KYC section, you will see it growing even tomorrow and even Monday. It's going to be growing. The FAQ is going to be growing. There's been more explanations, and we will take you through this step by step. It's a one-time thing. but it has to be done. And, you know, I want you to go through it as painlessly as possible. And I understand that most of the community doesn't have a problem with the KYC as a process. You have questions as to multiple accounts. Well, this is something we will be resolving account by account, unfortunately, because we want this alignment with, well, not we, but it has to be the alignment with terms and conditions. But it's not something that we will be, you know, maliciously I don't know. I've lost the word here. I'm sorry. We will be malicious about it. No, we won't. We want to help everyone to do it. We don't want to hinder anyone. That's one thing. I said sorry so many times, but there's one thing I apologize, and I will take it head on. And KYC, like doing it, is my decision. It's one of the, you know, it wasn't a hard decision to make, because this is something I wanted to do for a long time. The hardest thing to do when we were taking this decision is knowing how the implementation process looks. It looks disrespectful. It looks abrupt. It is scary. And for that, I apologize. This is why the meetings will be held quite often. I don't know about tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll just be sleeping all day. But definitely starting Monday, or maybe even tomorrow evening, because we want everyone to feel as comfortable as they can with this. I know it is scary when you see that your funds are suddenly like grayed out and you can't do anything about it. I do realize it's scary. I have been on the receiving end of that history myself, and anyone who has funds on exchanges and lately had to do a KYC probably had the same problem. I didn't want to be that company, but then I wanted to be a company which is safe and secure for all of you. And to be honest, the KYC process is just another thing that makes us that much more reliable and trustworthy. I thank you for coming here. I thank you for I apologize for your anxiety. I wish we could avoid it. I am sorry that you had to feel this way, that you had to devote your Saturday to doing this. This is obviously our choice that we had to do it on the weekend. You do appreciate that we believe that you had more time on the weekend to deal with it than during the week. Now I will work with the team to actually expedite the first accounts, because I want everyone to see people are actually moving their money around. They're able to withdraw. They're able to use the system again. Thank you. I'm not going to be taking questions now. There's far too many of you here, for which I apologize. We will probably disband into smaller groups and we will do daily meetings with smaller groups and address questions of these groups, because there'll be like many particular concerns. People will have many different questions and many different situations, and we want to handle all of them. There is a reason why I'm doing this, not Eyal. This is my decision. This is my show. This is my responsibility. So yes, if you have anyone to actually point who is doing it, it is me. It is my responsibility. It is my company. And if I just want you to know one thing: if we didn't do it, that responsibility would be very grave by the end of this month. I would rather take your anger over your funds being blocked for some time and then being open again than taking your anger over the company being shut down by a government, especially over something as simple as your picture on an Erasmus program card or something like that. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm going on to the meeting with the product team right now about expediting some first accounts. Thank you, and we will be working here all night. Probably not me. That is physically impossible, but I'll be here from the morning hours and taking probably more Zooms next week as well. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Muchas gracias, equipo. Thank you, Greg, for your time, your dedication. See you Monday.
Thank you, Luis. You're great. Thanks.
Thanks. See you.